Hey, welcome back to Aegis Moto Adventures. Today's ride's going to take us from Grand Falls-Windsor, Newfoundland to Deer Lake, Newfoundland, but we're also going to try to take in some of the Gros Morne National Park or the area surrounding that area. So we'll do a little extra ride today because it's not that far from Grand Falls-Windsor to Deer Lake, but we plan on going along one of the bays and seeing what we can find there. So join us as we hit the road. Everyone is mostly dried out from the last 2 days, and we start the day at our favorite breakfast location. Hotels in Canada may or may not have an included breakfast. Like Europe, if they do have a breakfast, it's usually of the continental type. Our ride this morning is a high-speed route westward on the Trans-Canada Highway. I have filmed this area before, but in this year's episodes, I am including location text so that one can follow our path better. You can also look the locations up to get a better idea of what other points of interest there may be. The Birchie Narrows is simply a stream that runs from Birchie Lake to Sandy Lake. This time as we cross the bridge, we run into a paving project that restricts the Trans-Canada Highway to just one lane. Crossing the Humber River at Deer Lake means we were on the Viking Trail, or Highway 430. The Viking Trail transits the Gros Morne National Park until bumping up against Newfoundland's western shore. Here the Viking Trail turns north along the Gulf of St. Lawrence and into the Great Northern Peninsula. Today we will be stopping short and riding along the south shore of Bonne Bay, as the locals would call it. This route will take us through parts of the Gros Morne that we haven't seen before. After all the moose warning signs we've passed, the crew finally gets a glimpse of his first moose. Originally, this cow was out by the road, but retreated into the woods as we rode by. I was luckily able to film her before she disappeared into the bush. I applied a magnifier so you could see her. Otherwise, her camouflage makes her blend right into the background. As we make the turn onto Highway 431, you are quickly treated to the stunning scenery of the southern portion of the Gros Morne. In retrospect, I wish we had ridden up into the mountains towards Trout River. If you have the time, you should plan several days for the park. Wow, this side road looks interesting, doesn't it? I'm guessing it creates a little bit of an access point for maybe camping or fishing in the pond. There are several roadside motels that you could take advantage of, and of course, if you're able to camp, there's plenty of camping sites. Well, we officially make it to the park, and we'll be riding through the park until we get further up along the bay. I would like to point out that at the higher elevation there was still snow, and we saw snow in quite a few places yet. So even here in mid-June, there was still plenty of snow. There are basically 3 small villages on the south arm of Bonne Bay. If you're looking to get away from the hustle and bustle, this would be a great place to kick back and relax. I was completely shocked when we rounded the corner at Birchy Head. Here along the shore was an ATV dealer. But if you have noticed, I have filmed several ATVs along the road in Canada. I'm sure that Canada has thousands of ATV trails if that's your flavor. As we approach Woody Point in the village of Bonne Bay, we can see Norris Point across the bay. We will be heading there tomorrow. Not so surprisingly, Woody Point hosts cruise ships visiting Bonne Bay and Gros Morne. I'm sure the COVID pandemic altered this, but it may be worth researching this option if you enjoy cruises. We've reached the end of the road and it's time to turn around. This is one of those excursions we've taken where it's one way in and one way out. It has been quite common to use float planes to get into more remote areas, but this was the first of 3 helicopters that we would see on this trip. Apparently that trend is becoming more popular. We're staying at this cute little place called Foundland, and they've got these cabins, and it's a little kitchenette, a bathroom, and 2 bedrooms, so it works out really nice for us. So this is where we're camping out for tonight, but we're getting ready to go get some dinner here. Yep. Okay, we're going for some high cuisine here of beer and Putin.
Well, hi there everybody, and welcome to day 16. I hope you can see this all right. I'm outside today for this one. The beauty of it is, it was a great day because we had sun and no rain, and that was a big change from the last couple of days. If you remember where we left off yesterday, we went into Grand Falls-Windsor and spent the night there. We trundled down the highway and did a little preliminary exploration of the Gros Morne National Park, where you can see 16A. We went right out on the point here and then turned around. And then we came back to where we're staying for the night at 16B, the little dot you see here. So we're all set up, ready to go into Gros Morne tomorrow. I'll just shift maps for you here, give you a little bit of a detailed view. Again, here we are at Grand Falls, rather. And day 16, we basically just hit the highway and flew along here. Again, the weather was much better than it had been the last couple of days. We made a turn at Deer Lake and started up the Route 430, which is the gateway to the Gros Morne National Park. But instead of going fully up into the park, we did a little run up into this bay area here. And on the way, we finally saw our moose. There was a full adult female cow standing at the side of the road, and of course she bolted when we arrived, or approached her rather. We didn't approach, but when we came by with the bikes, she sort of turned and ran into the bush a little bit, but everybody got a chance to see her, so that was a real treat. We did a quick turnaround and came right back, got fuel, and we're staying in a little town called Cormack, Newfoundland here at 16B, and that's where we'll be launching tomorrow for our great journey through the Gros Morne National Park, which is a spectacular place, and ultimately ending up getting set up for a ferry ride from Newfoundland across to the Quebec province in a couple of days' time. So stick with us. Hope you're having fun. We sure are. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, we're gonna call it a day here. What a great day we had. Sun finally came out. It warmed up a little bit for us. We saw a moose, and we went through a small portion of the Gros Morne National Park. What a great ride we had today. We'll see you tomorrow as we head back into the park on our trek north.